We're going to discuss something in this video that is undoubtedly terrifying a lot of folks in the XRP community at the moment. And that is the IMF's new monetary unit in use today. The IMF is using this new technology to move money across borders and around the globe. We'll discuss whether the IMF is attempting to displace Ripple and XRP in this video. Because a lot of people are afraid that the IMF is currently working to replace Ripple and make XRP a less important component of our future financial system. We're going to talk about that in this video. I'll let you know if I believe that to be the case or if I believe that everyone is misinterpreting the situation. Additionally, I want to discuss the strong opposition you are facing from the SEC, as well as from Congress and the SEC itself, regarding her. We need to discuss two really significant announcements. It happened only recently, and it will demonstrate that the SEC is facing much more resistance than most people realize. I wanted to immediately call this out since it is so fantastic before we start the video. Today marked the second ever Flare drop, in which Flare holders who are wrapping and delegating their tokens essentially receive monthly airdrops. The size of these airdrops continues to astound me, and this was the second one ever. I strongly advise you to learn how to wrap your Flare tokens if you're not receiving these airdrops. I strongly advise you watch a video to learn more about the network if you don't have any Flare tokens or if you're just learning about the idea. Additionally, I have a link to each of them pulled up in the description of this video if you're looking for a nice location to buy Flare tokens. I am currently wrapping my tokens, collecting my prizes, and rewrapping them while simultaneously maintaining my Flare. In this manner, I can have the most Flare possible at the initial stages of the Flare drop. My benefits will therefore keep growing throughout the next years. Just sharing with you all what I do. There are links for each of them in the description if you need them. I get my Flare there. But enough of that, let's return to the video. Congratulations if you were given the Flare job today. You must be fairly content with it, I suppose. I'd want to begin this video by briefly discussing some criticism the SEC is now facing. The only people who are complaining are XRP investors and some other crypto projects that are being sued, but many people make it sound like the SEC is doing a fantastic job. We'll investigate this. Commissioner Hester, this comes straight out of an SEC commissioner's wallet. John D. does not say this. And nobody associated with the XRP community is saying this. This statement is made by an SEC commissioner. The commission of today advises business owners who are attempting to innovate in our market to visit and register. When business owners discover they are unable to register, the commission rules out the option of making useful changes to our regulatory framework to assist the business owners and instead recognizes their good faith with an enforcement action. The commission of today views the notice and comment rulemaking process as a threat rather than a dialogue. So, people, this isn't just conjecture. This is not the XRP community coming out and complaining about how nasty the SEC has been. A member of the SEC is now confirming what we have been stating for the past 2 years. There is no way to physically visit the SEC and register. A Bitcoin business cannot operate legally in the US. Additionally, if you follow Gary Gensler's instructions and walk in to speak with him, you will learn that you can register and that you will also be sued. Come in and register. Come in and talk when you register, is what the SEC is encouraging. They respond, "Oh, thanks for the info. This will assist us in suing you." This is exactly what is taking place. Now, John D. and others have been stating this for years, including Jeremy Hogan. But the majority of people just ignored it. "Oh, that's not always true," most people responded. "A token needs to be registered." No one has ever registered successfully and followed it up with a successful project. And what we currently have is the SEC blatantly saying that is indeed what occurs. We are done speculating as to why these cryptocurrency businesses can't register. Gary Gensler's statement, "Hey, if you come in, we'll work it out," no longer leaves us to wonder if he's telling the truth. Hester Pierce, a commissioner for the SEC, tells us outright that it is not conceivable. "We will sue you more than anything if you come in and talk to us." This merely illustrates the current state of cryptocurrencies in the US. Being a corporation that does the right thing might be troublesome on a whim. According to the SEC, Everyone is in violation of the law. No matter how cooperative you attempt to be, nothing will change. It makes no difference if you are watching out for your customers or if you are making every effort to be as transparent as possible. Gary Gensler asserts that if you operate a cryptocurrency business here, it will be difficult for you to register and that you will never be in compliance with our securities rules. Now, if you've been listening to what I've just stated and you're thinking, "Wow, that is completely absurd. I cannot believe that's happening," then I apologize. I must say that I absolutely concur with you. This is the situation of the United States right now, and I find it unbelievable. The good guys are fighting against the SEC and for cryptocurrencies, though, and one of them is Warren Davidson. He has introduced a new bill that would actually remove Gary Gensler from the SEC and do away with the position of a lead commissioner. Now, considering how every single commissioner at the SEC has abused their authority, I think this is a wonderful idea. Now, whether or not I believe this law will succeed, I'm regrettably somewhat dubious about it. It would be really incredible if we could eliminate dairy from the diet, and I believe that many Democrats would actually vote in favor of it as well. I'm not sure if this only needs to pass the Congress or if it also needs to pass the Senate. We'll have to wait and watch how this develops. But it's encouraging to know that others are engaged in this conflict as well. Other SEC commissioners are now publicly stating that we are acting absurdly. And now we observe politicians announcing that they intend to try to have him removed because of how horrible he has been acting. Whether we choose to vote red or blue, the cryptocurrency community must ensure that we select candidates who will stand up for the sector, and not those like Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren, or the senior citizens on the right who are unable to comprehend what is going on. Regardless of other political beliefs, we need a younger generation that is technologically savvy and willing to allow this shift to proceed. Let's modernize our financial system and cease shielding the incumbents. But before I do so, let me talk about the UNMU, the IMF's recently introduced Universal Monetary Unit. Essentially, this is meant to be a medium of exchange that can be used by several nations to exchange wealth. Many people are quite concerned that this will replace XRP. Additionally, Ripple will become outdated. I'll explain why that isn't the case. Please look at this forum, Lord of Vendetta. I'll simply say that. This was truly a remarkable thing. I'm not going to go into everything right now. Even if I did, I don't believe it would be fair to him. But be sure to follow him on Twitter if you want to read this. He goes by the name Lord VXRP. This thread is excellent. I'm only going to highlight for you guys the elements that I believe to be most crucial. The first thing to observe is that he is absolutely correct in this instance. Every time a new technology, unit, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, or CBDC is introduced, everyone panics and declares that it will eventually replace XRP. Oh, it will take the place of Ripple. And each time it doesn't, XRP and Ripple are in a position to revolutionize the financial sector. If I'm being entirely honest, I actually see the least amount of competition for Ripple and XRP out of every single cryptocurrency project I've seen. The smart contract layer is where I see the biggest rivalry, with various technological initiatives vying with Ethereum to sabotage payments and our financial system's infrastructure. There aren't many options available at all. Furthermore, XRP and Ripple are well ahead. I wish to share with you the things I believe to be most crucial. The fact that Ripple already collaborates with the IMF and BIS is the first obvious one. It's not like Ripple is a major rival to these businesses. Brad Garlinghouse is frequently seen seated in meetings with Christine Lagarde and all the other central bankers. Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse have access to these individuals for a reason. Because they are already included in the plan, that is. The first thing we must comprehend is that it's not as though the IMF and the BIS are attempting to bring down Ripple or topple them. They are collaborating. Because Ripple is unmistakably a member of this group that wants to overhaul our banking system entirely. If Ripple were a major rival, they wouldn't be present at these meetings. Because they are a component of the plan, Ripple is present at these sessions. I cannot emphasize this more. In one of her lectures, Christine Lagarde, one of the individuals who is actually in charge here, was actually addressed by name. Nobody else out there experiences that. In this entire shift, Ripple is unquestionably in a unique position. But even it isn't the most crucial aspect. What I consider to be most the fundamentals of how this will operate are the most crucial aspect. MMU is merely value. It is a means of exchanging value. It resembles a CBDC. It resembles an NFT. It resembles a token. Anything. It is merely an accounting unit in essence. The XRP ledger can be used to run the sum, and it can interact with XRP at the end of the day. There is just no reason to believe that this would serve as a replacement ledger. What I believe it demonstrates is that many of these technologies need to be updated in order for us to transition to the new financial system. And there's a reason why XRP and Ripple keep bringing up this particular group of individuals. If there were fierce competition, they would not be doing so. However, the reality is that it is now more obvious than ever that Ripple is a part of the strategy to introduce products like these. And if you want to put it simply in your mind, just remember that when the internet was originally developed, the government started a variety of online projects, including websites. And the government was actually the one who invented the internet. However, the private sector continued to be quite important. There were still companies like Google and Amazon, as well as a plethora of others that developed business strategies that we had never even considered before. What you need to know is that the IMF is not developing a payment system or a decentralized ledger. They have a centralized accounting system that will probably be employed in the future, but it isn't XRP and it doesn't operate in the same way as Ripple. The main lesson here, in my opinion, is that over the next 10 to 15 years, there will be a lot of significant innovations. However, Ripple has a huge advantage because of their innovative and exceptional work. These guys are not in competition with Ripple. Ripple is a part of the plan, and XRP will undoubtedly be used in the new financial system. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion. Anyway, gentlemen, I really appreciate you being here. I hope this update was enjoyable. Please remember to like and subscribe if you did. It truly means so much, and for the time being,